Hello, and thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you for inviting me to participate in this conference. Bonjour, et merci pour cette introduction, et merci de m'avoir invité à participer à cette conférence. The transportation sector is key to the success of our province, both individually and collectively. Every aspect of our lives relies on a safe and efficient transportation system. Whether it's getting goods to market, getting to our jobs or medical appointments, or getting home in time to have dinner with our families, the effectiveness of the transportation system is the foundation of a healthy and prosperous society. As Ontarians, we all know this intuitively. We know the frustrations that can occur when we're waiting for the train home after the workday, or the planning required to leave buffer time before an appointment so that we aren't late for that appointment. Unless we act now to build more transit and transportation options, the delays we face today are only going to get worse, because over the next 20 years, the population of this province is going to grow by about 30%. That is an incredible vote of confidence in the province we have built and the opportunity that exists here. If that opportunity is to be realized, we need to make sure that we have a transportation network that can meet demand. But it's not enough to just build. We need to build sustainably and take advantage of new technologies to reduce our collective carbon footprint. The fact is, transportation is the single largest source of greenhouse gas emissions in Ontario, and it's only made worse when we have bottlenecks and traffic jams. If we can build a transportation network that is cleaner and greener, we can go a long way to meeting the provincial commitment to reduce emissions by 30% by 2030. And we can ensure a cleaner and greener province for all of us. That's why conferences like this one are so important. In my time today, I want to highlight some of the things that our government has been doing to address our transportation needs in an environmentally sustainable way. Specifically, I want to talk about 3 key areas where we're working to build cleaner transportation infrastructure that will help fight climate change while creating good-paying jobs. First, we are making historic investments in public transit. Over the next 10 years, we're spending $61 billion to expand and improve the public transit networks in this province. That includes the largest plan for subway builds in Canada's history. And our GO Rail expansion program will bring all-day, two-way, frequent service with trains as often as every 15 minutes on core segments along the GO Rail network. And through the GO Rail expansion program, we remain committed to the electrification of core segments of the GO Rail network, allowing trains to run faster and more often with fewer emissions. Our government is also committed to working with our partners in Ottawa to support the development and integration of innovative zero-emission transit technologies. This includes projects like Kingston Transit's new long-range battery electric buses and our investments in Oakville Transit's fleet to support the purchase of 16 new electric buses and the replacement of 57 diesel buses with zero-emission battery electric buses. Projects like this will make a real difference in the communities that they serve and keep costs lower for the transit agencies operating them. And while public transit is a key part of our transportation network, it can't solve all of our transportation challenges, despite what some people might say. Because of that, the second area that we're focused on is ensuring the broader network, be it highways or ferry operations, takes advantage of new technologies and practices as well. Later this spring, 2 new hybrid electric passenger ferries at Wolfe Island and Amherst Island will be going into service. These are among the first of their kind to operate in North America, and they will reduce greenhouse gas emissions by an estimated 7.4 million kilograms of carbon dioxide per year. That's the equivalent of taking over 1,300 cars off the road. And speaking of roads, we're improving the way that we design, build, and maintain roads and highways. For example, we are using premium reinforcing materials to increase the lifespan of concrete structures along our highways. We're also adjusting the materials used to construct our highway infrastructure to support the uptake of more sustainable construction technologies by service providers, municipalities, and other partners. Approaches like this will allow us to improve sustainability while reducing maintenance costs and mitigating congestion impacts from closing parts or all of our roadway for repairs. Finally, I want to talk about how we're supporting the electric vehicle industry. The motor vehicle industry is on the cusp of a revolution not seen since the invention of the combustible engine. EV technology is becoming cheaper and more reliable and is moving from novelty to ubiquity. By 2030, 1 out of every 3 automobiles sold will be electric, and there is expected to be over 1 million EVs on the road in Ontario. Our government is putting Ontario at the forefront of this revolution. Last week, I was proud to announce a provincial investment of $91 million to help fill gaps in public charging infrastructure by making electric vehicle chargers easier to access across the province. Ontario has matched a federal investment of $295 million to transform Ford of Canada's Oakville Assembly Complex into a global hub for battery electric vehicle production. And last week, our government announced LG Energy Solutions and Stellantis are investing over $5 billion to build the province's first large-scale EV battery plant in Windsor. This investment will ensure Ontario is a leader in the EV auto sector. We are also supporting a game-changing investment by Honda of Canada to upgrade and retool its plants in Alliston. Honda Canada's nearly $1.4 billion investment, including $131.6 million in grant support from the province, will ensure next-generation vehicle models are built here in Ontario by Ontario workers and sold across North America. And over the next 4 years, we're committing $56.4 million to create the new Ontario Vehicle Innovation Network. Working with industry leaders to pioneer next-generation mobility technologies, we will establish Ontario's role as a North American leader in developing electrified, connected, and automated transportation technologies. And this work will build Ontario's economy to be stronger than ever. Our government takes our responsibility to protect the environment very seriously. We see this shared responsibility as an opportunity to position the province as a world leader in developing and implementing clean and innovative transportation solutions. Through our historic investments in public transit, our efforts to put sustainable technologies and materials at the core of our provincial highway network, and by securing our role as a leader in developing next-generation vehicle technologies, we're building greener and more resilient transportation systems. By harnessing the collective skills and expertise of the people of Ontario, we can create a sustainable future that spurs economic growth and prosperity across every corner of the province. Merci encore de m'avoir invité à vous parler aujourd'hui. Thank you again for inviting me to speak with you all today. These are just some of the things that our government is doing today to make the transportation sector cleaner and greener. And there will be more to do in the years to come, and that will be supported by the work you are undertaking at this conference.